Hello viewers, I'm your host Shivangi Mishra with another episode of South Asia Focus. India has started vaccinating children aged 15 to 18 against the coronavirus as it quickly expands its inoculation effort to cover the world's largest adolescent population amid fears the Omicron variant of coronavirus will drive a new surge of infections. We have a report.
India has the largest population of adolescents in the world with about 253 million of them. To protect children aged 15 to 18 against the coronavirus, India has started a massive vaccination drive. The government is giving children Bharat Biotech's Covaxin, that is only vaccine with emergency use listed for teens in the country. On Christmas Day, Prime Minister Narendra Modi had announced vaccination for the 15 to 18-year age group and a precautionary third dose for health workers and citizens above the age of 60.
नहीं मन तो नहीं था क्योंकि मेरी फैमिली मेंबर्स ने लगवाई थी तो उन्होंने कहा था कि कोई डरने की बात नहीं है, पता भी नहीं चलता कि कब लग जाती है वैक्सीन और मतलब लोगों ने ऐसे बना रखा है कि ये होता है वो होता है।
तैयारी अच्छी है और जिस हिसाब से अभी हम लोगों ने स्टार्ट किया है बच्चे अच्छे आने शुरू हो गए हैं तो हमें वैक्सीनेशन पूरी है सर, हमें लग रहा है कि बच्चे आएंगे।
India is witnessing a sudden surge in coronavirus cases. Public health experts say the next few weeks are crucial in the fight against the latest phase of COVID-19 as they predict a big surge engulfing the country in the days to come. New restrictions have been imposed in major cities to curb the rising coronavirus cases. Schools, colleges, gyms, and places of tourist attractions are shut to prevent people from gathering and spreading the virus. Government and private offices, shopping malls, markets, and restaurants were allowed to function with 50% of the staff at many places.
तो फिनेंशियल रेवेन्यू लॉस होगा ये बात सही है, लेकिन गवर्नमेंट का तो चिंता भावना है आम जनता के लिए है ना, इसीलिए आम जनता का सुरक्षित रहे। साथ साथ में हमारा जू का जितना स्टाफ है, जानवर वगैरह है, इन लोग को भी सुरक्षित रहना चाहिए, इसीलिए सरकार ने जो सिद्धांत लिया वो अच्छा ही किया।
In many tourist areas, precautionary steps have been taken to stop spreading the virus. In Agra city, cash ticket windows have been shut down for the iconic Taj Mahal monument and Agra fort. Visitors will only be able to book their entry pass online for now.
मॉन्यूमेंट प्रीमाइसेस के बाहर कहीं पे भी टिकट करते समय या टिकट विंडो के पास जो गैदरिंग इकट्ठा हो जा रही, हमारे लिए मुश्किल हो जाता है उनको कंट्रोल करना या उस भीड़ को हटाना। तो हमने ये डिसाइड किया अभी टेम्परेरी जब तक कि ये स्थिति सामान्य नहीं होती है, हम मैनुअल टिकट विंडो को बंद रखेंगे।
India has administered over 148 million COVID-19 vaccine doses to its citizens and the drive is ongoing on war footing. However ominous the new wave is, India is better prepared than it was during the last year's disastrous second wave, which was fueled by the Delta variant.
Let's now move to Gorkha in Nepal, which was the epicenter of devastating earthquake of 2015. To reconstruct houses in affected areas, the Government of India joined hands with the United Nations Development Programme, UNDP. The project has not only benefited the earthquake-affected families, but it has generated employment opportunities for the local women.
Barpak in Gorkha district was the epicenter of 2015 earthquake that killed nearly 9,000 people. Hundreds of thousands of people were made homeless, with entire villages flattened across many districts of the Himalayan nation. To lend a helping hand to its neighbor, India decided to construct houses in Gorkha district with the support of United Nations Development Programme. It not only provided new houses to the locals but created jobs for many, including the women. Madhu Maya Sunar is one of the certified trained masons.
दिनको अब 200-150 रुपैयाँ जेला मजदुरी गरेर खाइन्थ्यो यस्तै मकै गोड्नी धान गोड्नी गरेर हिँडिन्थ्यो अब त्यो यो तालिम पाएपछि त अलि के रे जेला पनि बढ्यो दाजुहरुसँग हिँड्न काम गरेर हिँड्न सक्यो अहिले हौसला पनि धेरै भयो पहिलाको भन्दा अलि कमजोरी पनि अलि आफ्नो महसुसै अर्कै भयो नि त
Being one of the trained female masons, Madhu actively took part in the reconstruction of her neighbor's house a few steps away from hers.
खुसी लाग्यो राम्रो लाग्यो अब महिलाको नि यस्तो हुँदो रहेछ
The reconstruction drive, which went on from March 2018 to December 2021 in Gorkha, was able to produce over 6,842 masons, out of which 424 were women who played a pivotal role in the construction process locally.
Our support was to how to utilize the local material and how one person, his capacity to carry entire one house building material that consists of some kind of GIS, one bag of cement, and then utilizing all other local materials and the salvage materials they have lost during the earthquake. So that was what we have been advocating and generating awareness with the community as well as the beneficiary.
The government of India supported construction of 50,000 houses in Gorkha and Nuwakot districts of Nepal. The Indian government had committed $1 billion for reconstruction of Nepal in form of grant and line of credit. $150 million was allocated for reconstruction in housing sector, $100 million as grant, and $50 million to be drawn from line of credit.
Time now for Asia This Week, the stories from across the continent.
A report is awaited to be released by Nepal's Home Ministry about illegal encroachments by China in bordering districts including Humla, Gorkha, Darchula, Dolakha and Sindhupal Chowk. In September last year, a 7-member committee headed by the Home Secretary was formed by the Nepal government to study the Nepal-China border in the northern part of Humla. The team studied border pillars, especially in the Limi Valley, and initial findings confirmed that there were some serious border issues between Nepal and China. Shimizu Corporation has built a zero-energy building, that is ZEB, in Japan's Kanazawa with an aim to protect environment. It is the region's first such building constructed with energy-saving and power generation technology. The solar power electric generation system in this office produces more electricity than consumption.
超環境型オフィスを北陸からという観点でまず最初にこの環境特にゼブを達成するということを目標に挙げて取り組みました。さまざまな省エネルギーの技術を採用しまして、また建物のデザインも省エネルギーになるようにデザインを行いまして、まず使うエネルギーをぐっと減らしています。
Solar power generation, radiant air conditioning, use of geothermal heat that utilizes a unique characteristic of the region, and natural airflow and lighting makes this building energy efficient. Hydrocubic, a hydrogen energy utilization system, has also been used in the building. The office building has been designed by having a ceiling with traditional Japanese building design. Boasting a century-old experience, Japanese soy sauce maker Kikkoman never hesitates in tackling issues that a company might face in this dynamically changing world. Environment conservation becomes a major subject to be tackled by the company.
We are a food company who's doing business in more than 100 countries. So one of our policy is to promote exchange of food culture. And I believe it's very important activity. And also, as a food company, we try to promote better lifestyle and healthier eating habit through our product and services. And overall, we try to fulfill our responsibility as a public entity, as well as we try to contribute to society through activities that is unique to Kikkoman Corporation.
Kikkoman has a vision, innovate and differentiate always to offer meaningful products and services that will lead to healthy lifestyles with delicious food worldwide. Exiled Tibetans staged a protest against Beijing Winter Olympics 2022 in India's northern hill town of Dharamshala over China's human rights violations. China sent troops into remote, mountainous Tibet in 1950 in what it officially termed a peaceful liberation and has ruled there with an iron fist ever since. Tibetan non-government organizations came together to mark a one-month countdown to the Winter Games as part of No Beijing 2022 Global Day of Action, where a skit was performed to highlight China's atrocities on Tibet and other regions.
The Olympics is a game of glory and opportunity for the sportsmen to share the sportsmanship, love, peace. But this time it is hosted by Beijing, by the Communist Party of China, a regime that is responsible for the death of millions of Tibetans and Uyghurs and others, a regime that continues to commit gross human rights violations inside Tibet. Therefore, we urge the international community to make China accountable by boycotting Winter Olympic, and we also request the participants, athletes, to boycott it. If not, then please return the blood-stained medal as a show of resistance.
China's treatment of minorities has come under increased scrutiny in the run-up to the Games scheduled from February 4, 2022.
Moving on to Afghanistan, which has been facing the worst ever economic crisis after the takeover by the Taliban. Not only trade and businesses, other economic activities like tourism gets badly affected. Today we take you to Bamiyan province, where absence of visitors is costing locals dearly.
The winter landscape around the deep blue mountain lakes of Bande Amir in central Afghan province of Bamiyan presents an arresting spectacle empty of people, but the visitors are missing. After 2 decades of war and now facing its worst economic crisis, the collapse of Afghanistan vestigial tourism industry might almost go unnoticed. But Bande Amir, situated around 3,000 meters above sea level and a couple of hours drive from the renowned Buddhist sites of Bamiyan, usually attracts thousands of visitors a year seeking respite from the endless conflict.
قبلا خیلی خوب بودن. معمولا زمستان ها برنامه اسکی و بعضی مسابقات برگزار می شدن، توریست ها می آمدن و بهار هم بسیار زیاد می آمدن. در مدتی که طالبان آمده 4.5 ماه بیشتر میشه، هیچ توریستی رو تا هنوز ما در بند امیر ندیدیم.
Bamiyan province was one of the rare places that remained sheltered from the conflict that ripped much of Afghanistan apart over the past 20 years and developed a relatively liberal culture in which mountain sports played a significant role. The skiers and cyclists on the slopes and roads, as well as the thousands of picnickers and sightseers enjoying the area's natural beauty, offered a vision of carefree peace that was in stark contrast to the violence elsewhere.
مردم بند امیر معمولا امی قریه‌ای که زندگی میکنیم 70-80 خانه زندگی میکنه. کل عایدات اینا به توریست هستن. وقتی توریست بیاین خوبن، روزگارشون چرخشون میچرخه. و اگر توریست نیاید هیچ کاروباری نیست. فعلا 2 سال میشه. پارسال هم که کرونا و گپا بود کمتر شده بود و این سال خب تحولات آمد و طالبان آمد، هیچ بالکل توریستی رو در بند امیر ما توانوز ندیدیم.
The area was declared a national park in 2009, and while Bamiyan as a whole remained generally poor and underdeveloped, the tourism, which continued during the years of war, has left clear signs of prosperity in the little village by the lake.
Next, we move on to India's Jammu and Kashmir, which is gradually becoming a hub of adventure sports. From skiing to trekking to rafting, the territory has a lot to offer owing to its topographical and geographical features. At present, the authorities are laying more emphasis on introducing several new adventure sports both to promote tourism as well as to give an adrenaline rush to adventure junkies. Have a look.
One of the ideal destinations for thrill seekers, J&K is all set to exploit its potential for adventure tourism. Gone are the days when territory only has skiing, rafting and trekking in the name of adventure activities. Today, the authorities have added many more options to the list. One among them is sky running, which is a sport of mountain running up to or exceeding 2,000 meters. The minimum average incline is over 6% and also includes sections of 30%. It is a challenge unlike any other and is rewarded by the most spectacular scenery and landscapes one can ever encounter. To give boost to the sport recently, the 3rd Skyrunning National Championship was held in the outskirts of Srinagar city. Organized by National Skyrunning Association of India in collaboration with a local NGO, the championship saw around 400 participants. They covered 10 to 20 kilometer distance from Harwan to Dara and back to Harwan. The championship was divided into various categories: sub-junior, junior and senior. Participants urged to have more such competitions in future.
It's a skyrunning race. हमें यहाँ पे categories भी है, juniors, sub-juniors and seniors. So it's a race from Harwan to Dara for me as I'm in juniors category. So yeah, it's good. Such events should be organized in future as well so that everybody gets chance to participate. And in fact, sports is must in our life as it's compared that sports is not that good. But yeah, it should be done and these events should be organized.
Paragliding is another adventure sport which is getting a major push in the territory. By taking one on a magical whirl around the majestic valleys and the grandiose of the Himalayas, it serves as a great tourist attraction. Authorities too are fully exploiting its potential. Recently, the tourism department organized a paragliding event at Atham, which is 20 kilometers away from Jammu. With a total flight time of 4 minutes, Atham is one of the best spots for paragliding, considering its view, accessible start-off point and smooth landing on a sandbed of a river.
पहले भी यहाँ पे पैराग्लाइडिंग के ट्रायल हुए हैं, तो आज हम लोग एक तरीके से इसे फिर से शुरू कर रहे हैं और आगे हमारी कोशिश है और हम लोग इसे इंश्योर करेंगे कि ये हमारे टूरिज़्म डायरेक्टरेट के लिए, हमारे कैलेंडर के लिए एक परमानेंट फीचर हो और यहाँ पे हम लोग प्राइवेट स्टेक होल्डर्स जो भी इस तरीके की एक्टिविटी करते हैं उनके साथ मिलके इसे एक परमानेंट फीचर्स में डेवलप करेंगे।
ये एक बहुत अच्छा इनिशिएटिव है और अगर मैं बात करूँ एज ए लोकल, पिछले महीनों से कुछ देखा गया है कि जम्मू का जो टूरिज़्म डिपार्टमेंट है कहीं ना कहीं जम्मू के ऊपर तवज्जो दे रहा है, क्योंकि जम्मू में हम पुरथुल बीच के वो ऐसा था कि जैसे गोवा का बीच हो। उससे पहले हम ट्रैकिंग करने महोरगढ़ गए, 9 किलोमीटर का 8 किलोमीटर का वो ट्रैक था, और जब हमने ट्रैकिंग की मानसर का, कहीं ना कहीं लोगों ने अपने आप को नेचर के बीच पाया। अगर इस बात करें पैराग्लाइडिंग की, पैराग्लाइडिंग इज इक्वलेंट टू, जैसे लगता है कि जैसे मैंने एक बार की है बीर बिलिंग में, और जम्मू में मेरा ये फर्स्ट है क्योंकि मैंने बाहर से अपनी एजुकेशन कंप्लीट की है तो वहाँ चांस मिला था। तो जम्मू वालों के लिए ये एक्साइटमेंट वाली चीज़ है।
Motorsport activities too are going on in full swing in territory, attracting a number of adventure lovers. As the valley offers some of the most beautiful tracks, some renowned and professional car racers have even led to the formation of groups like Kashmir Off-Road with an aim to promote car racing events. Moreover, the tourism department also keeps on organizing numerous motorsport activities to give boost to tourism.
चूँकि ये नया एक स्पोर्ट है और इसमें एडवेंचर स्पोर्ट है, तो आजकल के यूथ जो हैं वो ऐसी एक्टिविटीज़ पसंद करते हैं जिसमें एडवेंचर हो, जिसमें एक मतलब एक हट के कोई चीज़ करने का हो। तो दिस वाज वन स्पोर्ट विच वी फेल्ट के यहाँ पे इसकी ज़रूरत है। तो हमारी एक्टिविटीज़ जो है बेसिकली मेनली दो चीज़ें हैं, एक तो ऑफ रोड एडवेंचर है जिससे टूरिज़्म प्रमोट होता है, दूसरा हमारा जो मोटर स्पोर्ट को हम बढ़ावा देना चाह रहे हैं वो बेसिकली आइडिया यही था कि यहाँ पे एक प्लेटफॉर्म बने मोटर स्पोर्ट का, और इसमें जो इधर का यूथ है वो इन्वॉल्व हो, वो इस स्पोर्ट में इन्वॉल्व हो। तो पिछले 2 साल से हमने इधर इवेंट्स किए हैं तो काफ़ी अवेयरनेस बढ़ गया।
Due to its mind-boggling geographical diversity and efforts of tourism department, Jammu and Kashmir is becoming a new tourism hub of adventure sports.
With that, we come to the end of this week's episode. See you next week. Goodbye and take care.